So obviously you guys have seen the fact that we got Anthony Davis earlier today. I made a video on it, and honestly it's been like an hour and a half just kind of processing the cards we're getting tomorrow. And while I think AD is kind of gonna suck, I think the other card's gonna be really good. However, it's just boring. Am I the only one that feels like this? That like this drop is just boring? Maybe if these were some of the first endgame cards we got, but like, come on, for me it's just, we just got so many gods already that the endgame concept has just gotten boring. I don't mind the idea of endgames, but the annoying thing is the fact that we'll be able to guess what SIGs these players have. I think it's going to be a boring drop, although I will say this is going to be a really good drop. Just like Friday was a good drop. Tracy McGrady and Kevin Durant, like that was a damn good drop. Am I the only one who thinks that? Like in general, like I'm using the Tracy McGrady. I got a Kevin Durant in my squad. It's a damn good drop. And I think, well, I don't think I'll ever use an AD in my squad. Kawhi Leonard's gonna be really nice. So he's gonna be just ridiculous. But the only issue with Kawhi Leonard is like, he's already a freaking demon. And that's one thing I do like about this. And I'm not saying this is a bad drop by any means. I'm not saying the Kawhi and AD. I think AD kind of suck as far as endgames go. I don't think the Kawhi and AD drop is bad. I do, however, think the Kawhi and AD drop is just very meh and boring. Like, it's hard. Like, even Kawhi is a less interesting player than a Kevin Durant and Tracy McGrady, because Kawhi is a cone. And most people aren't going to get these endgame cards, so we got to look. There's only one endgame card of these. We're probably going to see. So if you look at Taco Tuesday, they're probably going to give us something like this, where they're going to give us a point guard Kawhi Leonard, which could actually be a beast of a card because he can kind of move. The anniversary Kawhi is going to be alright. The only thing with Kawhi Leonard, though, is that maybe there's a version of him that is better SIGs. Because the Kawhi Leonard, or he gets his Scotty behind the back, which is nice. I don't like the Kawhi size up. I don't like the Pro Escape. His release is really good, though. He's got that Yao Ming, like, uncontestable upper, which is really good. Hence why for me, I love LaMelo Ball's endgame card. Like, this upper is very, very difficult to contest. The Ray Allen base, he's the one player that Ray Allen base feels good on this year. Him and Pistol Pete. Him and Pistol Pete are like the two players that Ray Allen base feels really good on, in my opinion. I don't particularly like on Jokic. But for me, I just think Kawhi is like he's just gonna be there though, isn't he? Obviously he's gonna be 100 times better. This card is gonna be pulled so damn much with Kawhi base on quick, or Ray Allen on quick. But for me, I'm like if you know what you're doing, there's no point in ever just using the end game. The invincible is the exact same. Like, he's the one that, like, you can see here, Jacobson, the only endgame card will feel different because of his defensive animations. But, like, Scotty gets similar defensive animations, Scotty Barnes. And you're going to see here, like even Ty, you'll see it in Ty's video tomorrow. Ty Debo 100% is going to hype up the, well, he's not even going to hype up this one. Like, and this is the one thing I don't understand, saying just make him small forward point guard. Oh, sorry, he's a shooting guard small forward. Oh, that's just a pointless complaint. I thought for a second someone was asking him to be point guard, and I'm like, there's no point. And you see, please don't change his shot. And you see, that's what's going to happen. 2K is going to have to give him set shot 25, because that's what they've done. Which basically means that we're going to get a cheap version of Kawhi Leonard. Let's see how people are reacting here. They're giving him set shot 25. Like, it was the same thing with Tracy McGrady. In my opinion, Tracy McGrady, his endgame shooting guard is very, like, overall he's the better card, but I think jump shot wise, give me Trey Burke-Base. Give me Trey Burke-Base over him. But the endgame concept is really dumb. I do like, however, the fact that we're getting a Kawhi. I do really like using Kawhi. I think he's going to be a very fun card in the game mode of my team. I think it's going to be very, very fun to use Kawhi Leonard, but it's just boring. It's just boring though, isn't it? It's just boring. Like, that's the issue when you give us... Like, if they had a split Yao and Giannis... Like, what they could have done is put Taco today and given us J.R. Smith and Anthony Davis last week. We would have been excited because it was a new J.R. Smith. And then they could have put Tracy or Kevin Durant with Yao Ming and it would have been super hyped. And then put Giannis with T-Mac and it would have been super hyped. And obviously Taco today with Kawhi would have made today super duper hyped. Like, there are ways. There are easy ways, in my opinion, in order to make this more hyped. It's just, they gave us the two most hyped cards on the one day and then gave us Taco directly after, yeah. But, yeah, I just find this whole concept boring at this stage. I think, as somebody, I actually don't think it's a bad idea. Like, as somebody who would just normally just play the game, like, if I was someone who could go and play the game, and was just playing this game for fun, I'd be really excited at the ability to use a Kawhi Leonard. The only issue is that I still can't connect my, like, hook my PlayStation up to my Wi-Fi, so I physically cannot play this game. I'm going to be sitting there playing TTO on hotspot tomorrow if I can even get it on stream. I'm like 90% sure my ISP is throttling my internet because once I turn on a VPN, I can play it fine. If somebody knows how to turn on a VPN on a PlayStation, please leave it in the comment section, or DM me on Twitter because, yeah, I'm like 99% sure I'm being throttled by my ISP. But, yeah, like, Kawhi is a really good card. He's just boring. So let me know what you guys think about the whole endgame concept. Like, I'm actually excited to use Kawhi. I'm not excited to use the endgame Kawhi. Because why would I be excited to use the endgame Kawhi Leonard when I've already used endgame Tracy McGrady? And I've already used endgame Kevin Durant. And that is a complete lie because I didn't have internet for these guys. Why would I be excited about Invincible Kawhi Leonard when I've already used Invincible Carmelo Anthony? So not Invincible, endgame. At least the Invincibles have different SIGs and it'll at least feel like Kawhi Leonard. So, and I've already used the Invincible, so it's not like these are new cards. However, for building teams, it really does help. It really does make your teams a lot better. And we're going to see some sort of variety. I'm kind of looking forward to it tomorrow, but for me, it's just boring. From a content creator perspective, it's boring. Let me know what you guys think, because there are positives and negatives to it. I'm not going to be ranting and saying that, like, it's an awful thing what 2K are doing, and 2K are ruining this season, because what they're doing is most definitely making the game mode more boring for me. I'm not going to argue that, but I also am not going to sit there and be in a position where I think there are certain things I think are objectively bad for all players. This isn't. I think this is something that is objectively good for some players and objectively bad for other players, depending on how much you play the game. And it's something new. Something 2K have tried. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, if this is something that has gone really well in terms of sales, we'll see them probably continue to do it next year. And if it's something that's tanked, we won't ever see it again. But I'm not going to say it's terrible. I'm not going to say it's a disaster. But I will say I do find it very, very boring. I find all of this boring. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.